Alien.
Most badass woman ever.
Oh, damn. She is definitely at the top of the list. Yes.
She's fighting for that one.
And I don't know what the hell he wearing. It looks like Shein item from the 1970s. I like the cat's face after. He's like judging him, like, oh, you stupid ass.
Simon.
Then she starts to change. Show!
Oh, yeah.
Ay, wait!
Barely nothing on, way.
Really, really tiny chonies, mate.
I was,
Welcome to the list. This show we pluck a name out of an all-time movie. Watch this, watch it, and review it for your viewing pleasure. The movie we're scratching off the list today is the 1979 greatest creature feature of all time, Alien. The crew of a commercial spacecraft encounters a deadly life form after investigating a mysterious transmission of unknown origin. Everybody should know this is a legendary sci-fi horror movie from the genre. It has one of the greatest female leads of all time.
Yep, definitely.
And also features some of the greatest special effects of all time.
Yes.
Yeah. And is also one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yep.
Yep. Check.
3 checks, bro.
Ridley Scott, of course.
When Ridley Scott was good.
Oh, when did
Yeah, because the last Alien movies, they were complete dog shit.
Neta, even Prometheus, a lot of people are liking that one.
Prometheus is okay.
I think because of the technology, it offers you more creativity to be displayed easier on screen. But I think that by doing that, you take away what made Alien great.
The whole design for in the first place is just amazing. It feels lived in.
That was the purpose. He wanted to make it feel like it was lived in. And he did. As the movies go on, you just keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. I watched this one time, probably 7 years ago, liked it. Watched the second one short after that for the first time as well, liked it. And I remember putting in the third one, and I couldn't make it 15 minutes in. I was so bored, I shut it off. And I don't do that with movies.
Yeah, the prison one was my first Alien movie. That's why I liked it. It's my
introduction.
Yeah, my introduction. So I said, oh, cool. Then I saw the first one and I said, oh, no, the third one is shit.
And they said the fourth one, Resurrection, is the worst one. I don't know. If you guys like these videos, let us know. We could get there, and I will force myself to watch the third one. Because the third one for me was so bad, I didn't watch the fourth one. And they said the fourth one was so bad. So we'll see. Before we get into Alien, make sure you head on down there in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts on the Alien series. Anything at all. Alien, new one, old one, anything at all. Let us know down in the comments. While you're down there, if you can like and comment and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate it. Let's get into it. A little disclaimer. I guess we both watched the director's cut.
Yeah, we did.
We both thought, okay, we're going to get something extra. And we do. But the theatrical cut is actually has a faster pace, and it doesn't change anything. It's the same movie, but Ridley considers the theatrical release to be the true version of Alien.
Then we f***ed up.
Yes. But
God damn it.
Oh well, we try to go above and beyond, and then after we do, it's like, no, you're wrong. The more we do list movies, the more the name Jerry Goldsmith starts popping up.
I know.
Right? It's like, you realize that he's probably second place. I don't know if that's offensive or not. John Williams, number 1. Wait, sorry, forever, right? We can all agree?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I do agree.
Jerry Goldsmith, number 2? Maybe.
Yes.
It seems like it. He's always popping out on these lists. But I like seeing him more and more. Really didn't like his first version of the song.
Oh, come on.
So he made him redo the whole thing again. I liked how slow the letters were coming on the screen in the intro. I love that. It's super little things like this that get me hyped, man.
It's setting the mood because the movie is not as quick.
Maybe the theatrical version was. That's a note for me. It's really slow, but entertaining, you know? You can definitely see that these are fantastic models from the jump and made me think of Star Wars immediately.
Are you saying that how good the models look, right?
Yeah. The quality of the models made me think of Star Wars.
Okay, no, because I saw this and it was as far away from Star Wars as you can get because of the design. It looked like sinister. The whole ship, the Nostromo.
Just outside, I mean.
Oh yeah, and but even outside, like the spires and the orbs, it looked very weird. Not, but in a good way.
But yeah, the inside of the ship is really cool too. like it looks real because they're probably real sets. You know, it's not no CGI bull.
Or do you think they use all the buttons? Because there's so many buttons, way.
You got me thinking, yeah. Well, I'm guessing to do anything you want to do, there has to be a button. Maybe that's what they thought back then. Instead of thinking of like having a keyboard and from the keyboard you can input something, maybe have an individual button for each thing. I don't know.
See, way.
But yeah, one of the buttons was probably pushed because these pods start open up. And out of the first pod comes out a young Ollivanders.
See, way. It was so
Baby with aka Kane. When I sleep over 8 hours, my body aching. Imagine waking up out of one of these things. You're like, oh, no, yeah. You hit him with the.
You're snapping harder than a Mexican matraca, way.
There's a cat, right?
Oh yeah, Jonesy.
Does this bastard have his own little pod, or somebody had to share?
Just because of what they do at the end of the movie, I'm thinking he got his own pod.
Because he couldn't possibly be left alone in the ship.
I mean, he fucking dies, way. He goes nuts and dies and kills himself.
There's nothing for him to eat. There's no space mice or nothing. And they start hearing about a beacon that's going off, and they decide to go investigate.
Blue collar workers.
Yeah.
We're gonna get paid? Yeah. Okay, let's go.
I think we ought to discuss the bonus situation.
Right.
Brett and I, we think we deserve full shares, right, baby?
That was my favorite duo, was those two. But
The engineers.
Yeah. You got Dallas, who's played by Tom Skerritt, who originally declined the offer to play that role. Once Ridley came on board, and the budget increased, he decided to hop on. Harrison Ford was considered, speaking of Star Wars. We also have Veronica Cartwright as Lambert.
Kind of didn't like her, but I think that was the character.
I think you're not supposed to be the biggest fan of her, no.
Yeah.
And of course, you've got the legendary Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver.
Question.
Man, yes.
Most badass woman ever?
Oh, damn. How can you not go Uma? Killed to the bills.
I mean, she's up there. She's definitely up there. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
is Uma gonna beat Ripley
Yes.
on a mech suit?
Yes. She killed the whole Yakuza with a sword, dog. Like, she is definitely at the top of the list. Yes. She's
Oh,
up
yeah.
there.
She's fighting for that one.
Do you think Ripley would still be as badass if Ripley was being played by Meryl Streep?
Nope.
That was quick.
Nope. No. Meryl Streep has a whole different aura.
She almost was Ripley.
Neta.
Yeah.
No mami.
But then Sigourney auditioned for a whole of 5 seconds, and Ridley was like, okay, I found her. She was the last person to be casted.
Good.
We also have Harry Dean Stanton and Yaphet Kotto as Parker and Brett. I love them, the two engineers. They're probably my favorite. They just want dyers, man. They just want monies. You know, they don't care.
I mean, at the end, that's what you're working for. You gotta get that money. You got to earn that bread.
They're only loyal to each other
Oh, I love that.
by looks and the way that they talk to each other. You know, they just have a bond that.
Yeah, that
them two.
rapport is
Yeah.
just indicative of somebody or a couple guys just shoot the shit for years.
So these two only want dyers.
And what about the money? If you want to give me some money to do, I'd be happy to. Why?
And old Bilbo Baggins is like, nah, bitch. If you don't do nothing, you don't get paid.
I gotta say that I really forget that he's such a good actor because I hated him from the get-go.
But he's old Bilbo, and he's also the priest from The Fifth Element.
Oh, no, I know. I completely understand.
And you love him in those two things. And then over here, you're like, oh, he's like a slimy little bastard.
Yes, and again, that's why I love the guy.
Yeah.
Because I love to hate him. He did such a good job in this role.
He's the rule follower.
Yes, he's the guy that goes by the books, goes by the letter.
So they play the signal, and it's creepy and gross, man.
Oh, yeah.
They decide to set out to investigate. I love, you already mentioned the buttons, but the whole retrofuturistic tech is so dope.
They're showing like super high-tech shit and a teeny tiny screen.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what movie it is from back then. It's always the same. There's always different color lines doing something, beeping. It always looks exactly the same. That's what's funny to me.
Yeah, the beep boop is just classic.
So after a bumpy landing to this planet where the beacon is, they actually have a hull breach as well, but they eventually land. The engineers, again, they're the best. They're like, oh.
Alarm, the hull is functional.
What?
It's 17 hours, fella.
At least 25 hours.
A total blue collar worker, underpaid blue collar workers. Way.
So 3 of them decide to head out and they spot a giant spaceship. It's creepy.
Dude.
It's gross. Especially the view Ash has with the cams. That made it creepier to me. And all those handheld shots were shot by Ridley himself.
Guy had talent.
Shade.
Sí, güey.
Legendary director. He's like, he's not good anymore.
No, he sucks. Wait.
No mames.
The ship
Yeah.
looks so ominous because they're getting us used to the Nostromo, this angled, brutalistic, sinister-looking machine, and there you got this half a horseshoe sticking out the ground. What the hell is even that?
What the hell is even that?
So they lose communication with the ship and they decide to go inside the big old horseshoe, and it's all creepy and it's black. It's not dark. It's black. You can't
it's black.
see nothing, and it's all gross and looks like rib cages. Then they found this creature in the gun that is later called Space Jockey, and this whole thing is really cool set.
H.R. Geiger, the designer who made all the Alien and all the Space Jockey shit, a genius, because the whole Space Jockey setup and everything that you see is icky. Personally, for me, it was so visceral that I wanted to know more about the thing.
And they don't tell you. That's what's annoying.
Oh, I love it. There's where Ridley Scott it up because he gave like a super convoluted, complicated, roundabout way of giving us the xenomorph origin in Prometheus that it just took the mystery away. And here it's just pure, unadulterated fear.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it come from. It matters that it's there and it's scary. The suits that the actors are wearing are actually really cool as well as they're exploring the ship. But the actors are passing it out inside of the suits.
Oh, shit.
Yes. So because of the heat and because there was really not a whole lot of insulation. And also, you know that there's like vapors that come out of the suit from the top. That was aerosol cans. And Ollivander's guy and Veronica Cartwright almost got poisoning because it leaked inside of the helmet.
Oh, shit. Wait, that's why the helmet was foggy?
They were all at the verge of passing out very quickly, yeah. They were sweating their ass off, yeah. Also, in the space jockey scene, to make everything look bigger, they actually put kids in the suits. And 2 of the kids are Ridley's own children.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
What's not cute is they were also almost at the verge of passing out as well.
Oh, vale verga. I'm telling you, Ridley Scott was a different kind of beast.
Yeah. So they are here investigating, and Ripley feels like the beacon is more of a warning than an SOS help. So they decide to send Ollivanders down this creepy ass cave where he finds what he believes to be a bunch of eggs. I love that blue mist that laid over the eggs. That looks so cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
What wasn't so cool is the way he falls. That kind of goofy. Yeah, he slips, but it didn't look natural. It came off goofy to me.
Kind of funny.
The eggs do look sick. There's like shit moving around in there, and then they open up. It looks like raw chicken and beef. It looks nasty.
It's just disgusting, like raw. Yeah, disgusting way.
So it shoots up and attaches itself to the face mask. So they race back to the ship where Ripley doesn't want to open up the hatch because they don't want to infect the rest of the crew. Ash is like, bucket, and he opens it up and lets them in.
Again, Ripley trying to go by the books and Ash just f***ing everything up.
Which is weird. Wouldn't Ash go by the book if he's such a rule follower?
Yes!
Yeah, that's why Ripley was starting like being sus. So they're on the operating table. They remove the helmet and you see the thing hugging on his face. Ripley comes in going like, what the f*** to the other girl? And the other girl smacks the dog shit out of Ripley.
See, wait, that's why I said she was like kind of a bitch. Because she doesn't hold back.
That is only in the director's cut.
Oh, neta?
Yeah, that's one of the differences.
That's a spicy slap way.
They were recording that 3 or 4 times, and Sigourney kept flinching, so she kept ruining it. So Ridley told Cartwright, hit her as hard as you can. That's why everybody else is like shocked because it was a clean telenovela smack way.
See. I literally flinched. I was like, oh, you
ay, cabrón. Yeah. Keep saying, how come they don't freeze him? He says it like said 3 times and no one listening to him.
How come they don't freeze it?
I love that guy. So they scan it and it looks like Facehugger is actually keeping Ollivanders, aka Kane, alive.
That thing is disgusting.
As it's rubbing around its neck, it's all foul. So they decide to cut it off, and its blood is assing, and it starts to go through the hole. That's like another legendary, amazing idea. Like, it was really just an excuse to not be able to shoot it, that it has blood, so you can't shoot it because it'll be bleeding all over, and we die. So with the analyzing, they also figure out that the creature is really, really tough. So they're letting you know you can't just stab it, shoot it. You have to come up with something different to get rid of it. And at this point, we're 43 minutes in, and we still haven't seen the damn thing.
No, it's smart because, I mean, the tangent's wrapped up to 100 right now.
And we're not even close to seeing the damn thing yet.
No.
Ripley's all pissed at Ash because he let them in. But yeah, it's protocol, but what are you doing? They're your compas.
It's, again, it feels human. This makes the characters feel human. It gives them depth. Because I was like, hey, wait, es mi compilla, pero he got a meco with 2 hands in his face?
Well, she wasn't not saying not let him in. She wanted to quarantine them for 24 hours. But it's like, Kane can die. You don't care? Well, you're going to infect the rest of us. It's kind of like, what do you do? Do you let him in, or do you keep him out there?
No, wait, keep him out.
Well, the captain's out there too.
Puta madre. No, pues ni modo, güey. Aviéntale. Pon some food in the cat door, güey.
So the creature's off Kane's face now, and I like how they're tiptoeing in the room. It's all scary. They're all like, oh, you would.
Sí,
so the face hugger falls on top of Ripley, but is dead. Ash wants to dissect it. And as he's poking at it, you see, it's all gross because they were using like squid guts and like real animal parts for the face hugger when it's flipped over.
Oh my God, no wonder. It looks just so disgusting. Imagine how that shit would have smelled.
It was terrible. Yes, it stunk like a bitch. Yes, that's what everybody was bitching about. Yes, it stunk. So you got to think they're acting their asses off while smelling at that shit. So Ash wants to dissect it, but Ripley wants it completely off the ship. Cap green lights its investigation, and Ripley don't like it. And again, back to like the decision of kicking him out. Yeah. I agree with her, but isn't she kind of like overstepping her ranks? Isn't like Dallas the captain of the ship?
Yes, he is.
So she's not obeying orders. It's like, who the hell are you? Like, just do what I say, a la verga. Like, the captain needed a little bit more balls, in my opinion.
He let Ripley kind of climb over him without letting her know who's boss.
It did give me kind of like, it did put me off a little bit from Ripley. Like, hey, like, who are you? So they head back to the shuttle. Again, Parker keeps wanting to freeze it.
What I think we should do is just freeze him.
And Brett agrees, and he gets shit because all he does is agree.
Right.
They're still 10 months away from Earth, and Kane is now awake. And I don't know what the hell he wearing. It looks like Shein item from the 1970s.
Oh, yeah. Like, it looked like a corset.
What the hell are you wearing, man? But they ask him if he remembers what the hell's going on, and he's really like, not really. But he's hungry, so they take him to have some dinner. Chef's out here talking that he wants to eat some poon, and then Ollivander starts choking. Ash looking sus as hell because he don't flinch with it. He's just like, what? And Ollie lays down on the table and starts freaking out. And this is one of the most legendary scenes of all time. The little pops out of Ollie, man.
I remember being a kid watching that on TV. My mom was like, hey, that's scary. I was like, I don't care, mama. And then the thing just busts out. I'm like, I had nightmares for a week.
It was funny to me how it ran away, though.
Yeah, it just cuddled over.
It reminded me of the Spaceballs where it's dancing.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
The little design of that thing, the teeth, the blood, all that looks sick. It's an all-time scene. I think it's so legendary that it hurts it.
Yeah.
Because going in, you know that's going to happen. The first time I saw it, I knew when I heard about that scene, that initial shock and awe is what actually makes it so legendary that you don't expect a damn alien bust out of Ollivander's chest. I feel like I missed out on the la verga, you know?
Yeah.
It's still sick. It's still dope. But I missed out of the original shock and awe.
Yeah, because the whole scene is just quick.
Yeah, he's like, bam, we're done.
Doesn't even give you a little bit of time just to digest the whole thing.
And because the whole movie is like a very slow pace, when something so fast happens, it's like it rattles you. So Ash doesn't want anybody to touch it and lets it run off. They shoot out Ollivanders out of the ship. That made me laugh. Just the way it was flipping in the air. Ash creates a tracking device that sounds pretty cool and is really iconic as well.
Gotcha.
It's huge, way.
It is really, really big. So they set out to catch it. Ripley and the engineers are one team, and the pussy gato scares the shit out of him a couple times. Brett sets out to go find the cat because they don't want the cat to get got. And he finds some shredded skin, meaning that this thing is getting bigger, man.
It just shed it.
Meow. The way he meows was funny. He starts to get some water in his face, and they show the alien at around an hour 6, finally, which is swinging on the chains. But it took me a second to actually realize that he's swinging. Did you see that when he's swinging on the chains?
Oh, no.
It just looked like chains, but if you look at it, he's right in the middle of the screen. The whole damn alien is sitting there.
I didn't. Way.
Yeah, well, that was only in the director's cut as well.
God damn it.
So everybody else missed it too. But I thought it was a cool shot because that's the first time we see it. And it's like probably like an hour and 6 minutes in. That's the first time we actually see the damn alien. He finds the cat, but the cat sees the alien behind him. Brett turns around and comes face to face with the alien and gets got. I like the cat's face after. He's like judging him like, oh, you stupid ass.
Simon.
So now with Brett gone, they have to rethink their plan. And they know that it travels through the vents. So the captain decides to head up through the vents. So they rig some flamethrowers together. That looked dope. Those look really cool. And they set out to try and get it. As Dallas is going through the vents, even the hatches were creepy. The way that they open and close and the sound that it makes. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, like
really
a camera shutter.
Yeah. There's also beeping with the tracker. And I thought it was going to become annoying, but it didn't to me. Maybe because I know what it means. Like, it's important. You want to hear the beeping because you're going to figure out where the hell it is.
Doesn't always beep. I like that.
And because of the beeping, we see that it's moving towards Dallas, and then whoa, that was scary. That was a jump scare.
Yeah, it did scare me.
So they head over to retrieve the flamethrower, and they're once again regrouping, and Ripley takes over as leader. She comes with the plan to corner it, and Ash is over here still being sus, Lambert crying with a big old booger out of her nose. And Ripley decides to go access Mother and figure out what the mission was, and the mission says that it's to return the organism for analysis and that the crew is expandable. Mother's
like the AI of the ship, right?
Yeah.
I hated Mother also. Ash and Mother.
Well, creepy ass Ash is like, oh, I can explain. And Ripley's like, you, and pushes him really hard.
Yeah, when he was right beside her, it also shook me with.
He just pops his big old goofy head in. She's trying to run away, and Ash locks her in. He starts to bleed milk and attacks her. Tosses her around the room and starts to shove a magazine in her mouth. He's still trying to do the mission, I guess, through any means necessary. But then Parker and Lambert show up and try to get him off of her. He does a titty twister to Parker. Did you notice how?
Simon.
He viciously grabs Parker's
titty. Just grabbed his titty.
He's like, ah! Parker smacks him in the back of the head and he starts spazzing out, spitting milk and shit. Parker knocks his head off and continues to beat the shit out of the machine.
That was hella funny.
When he just keep hitting him over and over again.
Simon, with the head just dangling.
There's milk everywhere. They literally used milk. They're trying to reboot it. Just his head to ask if it knows how to kill the damn thing. The prosthetic head was really dope, and all the effects of the stuff that was hanging out and all that. The stuff was spaghetti, cheap caviar, and onion rings.
The marvels you can do with a low budget. It just felt
makes you
icky.
Think way.
Yeah, because it felt just icky, nasty. I really, no cap, just wanted to puke.
So she's trying to boot the head. I did not like this part. It goes from like prosthetic head to actor head. And it's super obvious. They should have cut to the crew trying to mess with it and then cut back to the actor, you know?
Yeah, just to make it a little bit more fluid.
Yeah, I don't know why they just went like prosthetic and then it cuts aggressively to the actor. I don't know. That was, I would thought Ridley knew how to make that more fluid. He fesses up about the mission, and he also says that the alien is a perfect organism. He's almost admiring it.
Oh, that chilled me to the bone.
You have my sympathies.
Oh, you bastard. You fucking Bilbo bastard.
Bilbo bastard.
Ripley decides they're going to take their chances with the shuttle, hop on a shuttle, and blow the whole damn ship up. Parker, before they leave, lights up Ash. Lambert and Parker set out to get supplies, while Ripley hears the cat. He's like, puta madre. He's like, we gotta go to goddamn pussy gato, way.
But he's an orange cat. He's fun. He's cool.
Yeah, he keeps jump scaring throughout the whole movie. Then she eventually does stuff him in a cage pod thing which maybe he was traveling in that. I was more focused on how the hell the cat got there in the first place.
See,
While the other two are collecting oxygen canisters, they get attacked. This was nasty. The icky close-up of the slime coming out of the mouth.
that's always been disgusting.
So, mi compa, el MVP, gets got, and then it kills Lambert basically because she refused to move. She was just sitting there screaming. But the noise that was coming out of the comms of her dying was bone-chilling, man.
Oh yeah, that whole exchange that where Ripley's just running and she's listening to her homies dying. Ugh.
They didn't show it. And it was still effective and super creepy. Like, the kills aren't necessarily crazy. You don't really see any of the kills. They use like super close-ups and screaming and then close-ups again, and then they do another close-up, but now there's blood in the mouth, or they just make them disappear. There's really no gore with the kills outside of Ollivander's, and it is still very effective. Just the way that they manipulated editing with that. That's why I'm so surprised of the head cut, you know?
Simon.
Because he was editing the movie so well up until that point. Ripley finds them all dead, so she decides to haul ass to set off the emergency destruction sequence. She finds a nest where Dallas and Brett are just one with the ship now.
Oh, that was just heartbreaking.
Dallas is all like, kill me, and Ripley doesn't blink and just lights him up. She was like, all right, I'll do it gladly. Like,
Aye, Captain.
Xenomorph is coming around the corner as she's trying to dip, and she just drops the cat. She don't care. Here, take it. And turns around and books it.
Eat it.
So she heads back to try to stop the destruction. I didn't understand that. Why?
Ooh.
Because the Xenomorph is blocking the way, so she wanted more time?
At first, I thought that since she did not get the Xenomorph, that's why she wanted to not or stop self-destruction. I don't know.
Well, she wants to blow up the ship with the Xenomorph and the thing.
I didn't understand that part.
Well, she's trying to call it off, and then she can't, and then she calls Mother a bitch.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
She heads out. There's a bunch of light flashing, which was cool. There's like a POV shot or two that shows us her point of view, which that was really cool. She just finds the cat and tosses it into the escape pods.
She said, "Vámonos a la verga."
She's trying to get ready to dip because she's only got a minute left, and the ship blows up. Pero machine, it blows up a couple times, doesn't it?
2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times, yeah. Boom, and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger. So she takes the cat out, puts him in a pod, I guess. And then she starts to change. Shout!
Oh yeah.
Ay,
Barely nothing on, way.
really, really tiny chonies, man.
I thought we were gonna see more. I mean, we didn't.
What else you want to see? Well, you basically saw everything. We saw a little crack.
See, wait. That kind of threw me off a loop.
Yeah, it's like, why are you even wearing chonies at this point? Speaking of cracks, the Xenomorph decides to hide in one of the cracks of the ship, and he starts to pop out. It's creepy. It's super slow, but she sees it, and she starts to hop into a suit. And this is where we see the mouth of the mouth. Is that its tongue?
No, that's mouth.
It's a mouth. It's a mouth. It's not another guy.
Nope. It's his own mouth.
So she grabs a spear gun as well. She throws some coolant on it and uses herself as bait. And right before the Xenomorph grabs her, she opens the door, sending it out. And while it's hanging on, she shoots it. And then it goes over to the thrusters, and she fires the thrusters as well and gets rid of the Xenomorph. She says she's about 6 weeks out, and she'll be able to go home. She hops in a pod and goes Mimi. And the movie is all over. The writer of Alien, Dan O'Bannon, worked on a movie previously that he starred and wrote called Dark Star, that was directed by John Carpenter, which is a space comedy where the bad guy was a beach ball.
What?
Yes. So they're stuck on the ship. He took that idea and thought, okay, what if we do this but serious? And then he ended up writing what we know as Alien. So Dan O'Bannon actually hauled production for Alien and went to go help out for the Dune movie with the designer H.R. Geiger, who you mentioned. At this point, O'Bannon did not have the design of the Alien until he saw Geiger's designs for Dune. That whole Dune project ended up finishing. They joined up for the Alien movie. So Geiger is the one that, like you mentioned, brought up all this style of, it feels like mechanical organisms.
Yes.
And
it is.
And there's like a lot of detail to it. It's weird. So the first title for the movie was Memory. Then they went to Star Beasts. And then that doesn't sound cheesy. So they just settled with Alien, which is way better. It's just short and simple.
Memory is interesting, but Alien ultimately it's just
That encapsulates everything in one word.
exactly. It's way better.
So the original ending was for Ripley to escape, right? As she did right after the explosion. There wasn't supposed to be a 1v1, but Ridley Scott wanted the 1v1 scene, so he got more budget to shoot that. And
It
when
was more impactful.
yeah, because you think, okay, she made it, right? But no, she did not make it. So he also wanted, in his original 1v1 part, he wanted the alien to bite her head off.
No, mames.
But the studio's like, no way. We want a happy ending. We need her for the sequels. 20th Century Fox wasn't actually interested in the movie, but then they put out a little movie called Star Wars. So then
Fox? Oh, sí, cierto.
yeah. So then they decided they needed more space movies. So they greenlit Alien that they had been sitting on for a while. But they didn't want it to be like a B space movie. They wanted it to be legit. So that's why they hired Ridley Scott, who again added his own style and vision to the movie. Even them not wanting a B movie, they still only gave him like a $4 million budget. I mean, in 1977, it was probably like 20 million.
It's not enough.
Not for like a huge budget movie, no. But then they saw Scott's storyboards and they were so impressed by the storyboards that the budget grew to 8.2.
Nice. They more than doubled it.
Almost doubled it, yeah. Which makes it out to be 64 million today. And it definitely feels like a AAA movie if I were to use gaming terms. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels like you're watching a high, big budget movie from the get-go.
Everything has weight.
Yeah. So since it was done because of Star Wars, they're also following Star Wars footsteps. They had a pretty cool looking toy that came out with this movie. Just a big xenomorph. But instead of it releasing leading up to release, it came out after because they didn't want to reveal what the alien looked like.
Okay.
So there was only one big old toy and like a board game and a handful of other stuff. And this was actually the very first R-rated movie with kids' toys. So because it was the first, it really didn't work because of the time. So they had a whole Kenner line of alien toys that just got canned because it wasn't going to sell right.
That sucks.
Which is interesting that in the 80s, all the toys were like R-rated movies. You know, you got your Rambos, your Robocops, all the Boss movies, all those had toys.
Yeah, Boss movies.
Even the sequel, Aliens, released a whole new toy line. And that worked in the 80s. And like it kind of makes sense for those movies. But if you put it in today terms, imagine having a Furiosa toys. It doesn't, or Mad Max Fury Road, like the guitar flame guy has a toy.
That'd be dope.
John Wick action figures. There probably is like collectibles of all these things, but I'm saying like kids' toys. Imagine John Wick kids' toys or like the Mad Max kids' toys. That's crazy.
Yeah, like action figures like the Ninja Turtles and shit.
Yeah, for kids to play, not like collectibles. I think I have a Predator collectible right here. Like you don't play with D1, they're collectible. So yeah, it's similar to the Predator. They also had in the 90s a collab where Alien fights Batman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. They did Predator, Superman, Predator, Batman 2. Those are sick.
The Predator and Batman team up to hunt aliens. This is a must sci-fi watch movie. Period.
Yeah.
This is the granddaddy. It has a couple lulls, but they just gloss over them because the pacing is a little bit on the slower side.
That is the director cut.
Yeah, that is the director's cut. It's not the theatrical cut.
Nope.
But even though it's the director's cut, it is concise. The tension's always there. You get resolution. It is just chef's kiss.
And it's not complicated. Like I feel like the new Alien movies are complicated. Like what the fuck does Prometheus mean? I'm like, they over explain it, and I'm a stupido way. Just put buttons on the wall that don't really do shit and make it look pretty and have a thing chase people and you win way. It's just a great movie, great cast, great poster. The pace of the movie, yes, is a little but that's because we watched the the director's cut. It's purposeful. It's not just slow just for slow. It's because everything is so cool and you actually want to sit there and watch this stuff. Them walking through these creepy ass ships. And the way that they worked around the violences is great. They use claustrophobia beautifully because you're trapped with this thing. You can't go anywhere. And it's not like a violent fest. They use it sporadically. They give it importance when it's supposed to happen. Visually, it definitely holds up. Design wise, the sets. It's crazy, man. You got a legendary female lead. What else you want? I think all these years later, it's still very easily retaining its crown for one of the top creature features of all time. But if you want to see us talk about another all-timer, I'll link Terminator. Boss and I did right over here for the list. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to always and forever. You do.
Bye.
I don't know how to do no alien sounds.